Welcome to another Wall Street Informer production on WSI TV.
Welcome into another episode of our weekend wind down edition of WSI TV. I'm Jordan Bishop. I'm here today with Sean Bauer.
Good morning.
And we hope you're recovering from any festivities you may have took part in Friday night with St. Patrick's Day. You know, Sean's still celebrating, as you can see.
Of course.
He's got coffee in his mug. There's no whiskey or green beer. I checked. So we hope you're relaxing with us, sitting back, having a cup of coffee, and really taking in what we have to tell you and how we're going to set you up for your week of investments that you have ahead of you. We've got this 5-step investment business plan. It's not as scary as it sounds.
Yeah, absolutely not. It's really, really simple, but also vital if you're really looking to make money with your investments, whether it's real estate, what we do all the time here with the stock market. It's a step that a lot of traders and investors normally miss out on. I think it's something you and I, Jordan, started without, and whenever you just implement this really simple 5-step plan, it makes all the difference in the world.
Right.
It's the difference between making a lot of money and not making much.
Yeah, because it's not immediately obvious that you should run your investments as a business, and we want you to try and shift your mindset and take your investments and look at them. If this was a business, how would it be recorded? What would my business plan be? And that kind of takes us into step one. You need to ask yourself, what is your numerical goal for your investments? Right,
and we like to use the term kind of a freedom fund or your freedom number. It's really that number that you need to get to be able to, retire from your day job, and make your investing all that you really care about, your only job. And I think depending on what the number is, if it's 100,000, 150,000, having that specific number in mind is really important because you know what you're working towards, how much you need to make along the way.
Right, and it sounds tedious, but write it down on a sticky note, slap it next to your bed somewhere you see it every day, maybe on your computer monitor or wherever, and look at that number and really believe that you will be able to reach that number. And if you're finding it hard to believe that you will accumulate that amount of wealth, maybe you need to lower it for now and take it in steps, but that physical specific number is what you need. And moving on to our step 2, it poses the question, when should you reach that number? Give yourself a very specific date,
Yeah, a lot of the issue most people run into with just general goal setting is not including a deadline or a date that they want to do this, whatever the goal is, by.
Yeah.
And this could be 5 years out, it could be 10 years out, but whenever you have this deadline, you can sort of time what you should be doing month to month, year to year, to get to that freedom fund, to get to that big amount that you're trying to get to retire.
Right. I mean, if you have, you want $100,000 10 years from now, break down each year, divide that into 10 grand a year, and then maybe even divide it into months and weeks. And if you're not reaching your goal, you can really adjust what you're doing, bringing us on to step 3, where are you now and how you should implement the profit and loss report,
Yeah, a business is going to run on a profit and loss. That's how, any business, this business, knows where the money's coming in, what's losing money. That's how you make the correct decisions, is just educating yourself with the right information. So which investments are losing you money, which ones are making you money, where should you be focusing your attention?
Yeah, and where should you be cutting your ties with a certain investment, whether it's a real estate or stocks or bonds, whatever it is, and maybe where you should be restructuring. Maybe you're not making as much money in one place as you should be, and without this profit and loss report laid out in front of you, it's really hard to understand. You just see the numbers coming in, you're up 20% in this investment, you're down 5% wherever. This really lays it out for you, and really clarifies it, but after you've got these 3 steps together, you've got your figure, your date, and you know where you are now. Think about what you're going to do when you achieve this goal. I mean, it's a great way of making that profit come to life by imagining, what you're going to do with the money.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like you said, what are you going to do? It's something that, again, when setting goals or when getting to retirement, everybody thinks about, like, I just want to retire.
Yeah.
Well, what's going to happen then? What are you going to do? Are you going to be able to live on just investing in stocks still? Is that your plan going forward?
Yeah,
I mean, what's going on there?
I mean, maybe you wanna buy a boat, or you wanna live on the beach, or whatever it is. Really picture yourself there, because I mean, it's all good to have these dreams like I want to be rich, but what does that mean? What is
Right.
rich? In different countries, rich means different things. It's all about specificity and picturing yourself in that new car, or whatever it is that you see yourself in. And a very important aspect of reaching these goals and picturing yourself there is having an investment criteria. It really streamlines your investments. This is the 5th step, and write this out, like physically write it out, or type it into Excel, or whatever your preferred method is. What should your investments entail? What exactly? Everyone has their own types of investments. I know we talk a lot about real estate. You could have residential, you could have commercial. It's not like you just invest in real estate and you consider all, I mean, you really have to focus on one thing, especially at first,
Yeah, and I would also say be incredibly disciplined when it comes to this. Make sure whatever you're looking at, whatever the investment is, I mean, for us, a lot of times it's stocks. So we want to make sure that our criteria is met 100%. If it's not, because you're going to figure out the strategy you enjoy. We have so many different ones here. You're probably going to like 1 or 2 of them that you end up using all the time. Make sure that the criteria is met for those strategies every single time to put the odds in your favor. That's how, whenever you're strict with yourself, whenever you don't give any leeway, that's how you're going to end up making the money you need.
Right, and when you have this criteria, maybe it's like you only invest in stocks that grow X amount over a certain period of time, specific numbers again. It really helps if you're looking at an investment and you're thinking, you're on the border. Does it fit this criteria? Does it, should you invest in a certain type of economy? You figure that out for yourself, what works for you, but really stick to these guidelines, and it sort of like streamlines it. If it doesn't fit every single piece of criteria on your list, it's not a good investment for you,
Yeah, and it's, again, all part of, treating your investments as a business, although it's, much, much easier, obviously, than running a real business.
Right.
It's just taking the right steps to, I guess, invest intelligently.
Right, we hope this simple 5-step blueprint really, changes your mindset about where your investments should be. Take this into the week ahead of you, and any investments you make this week or in the future, really run through this. Take the rest of the day today to write out your business plan, to write that figure, to write the date, your criteria. Take the time to do that, because in the long run, you'll be seeing a lot more profits, a lot less losses if you can skim the fat. And as always, we're here for you with our articles, with our content, with our WSI TV, whatever it is. We're here. And if you have any questions for us, make sure you write them in the comment boxes. Give us a like, give us a subscribe. However you feel this video has affected you, let us know. We'll be here next week with a brand new topic, something very exciting. I appreciate you being here today, Sean.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Jordan.
We'll see you next week.
Thanks for watching another Wall Street Informer production on WSI TV. Be sure to visit wallstreetinformer.com, where you can become a member for free and gain instant access to the secrets of market millionaires via the Wall Street Informer Vault. So go ahead and claim this gift for free now at wallstreetinformer.com.